So I went to the movie theater yesterday and I saw the new Ghostbusters film. And I've got to say, it's one of the worst films that I've seen this year. It's absolutely god awful. So the movie opens up with this scene in a mansion with this tour guide talking about all the things that happened in the mansion and lays down two of the worst jokes I've ever heard in my life. Like, I've heard 3-year-olds make up better jokes than what was put in this movie. It opens up, and even in the first scene, you end up the end of the first scene is some really horrible special effects. It looks like something out of a fucking Blizzard, uh, World of Warcraft cinematic. Except when Blizzard does it, it doesn't look like campy shit. The second scene is Kristen Wiig giving this fake lecture to an empty room of students that aren't even there, and half the math on the board behind her is wrong. You know, they spend all of this time trying to tell us how competent the women are in this movie, and they can't even do the fucking math right. I mean, fucking they couldn't even like spent the time to get an actual physicist on board to actually put some shit up on the board that makes sense. It's like, hey, let's find some fucking shit in a physical chemistry textbook and slap it up on the board and hope that people don't realize that none of it makes any fucking sense in a lecture point of view. It's god fucking awful. Um, you spend more time with Kristen Wiig's character fawning over Chris Hemsworth's character, who is arguably the stupidest character ever put on film. I mean, he's just that dumb. I didn't believe the reviews when I was going through and they said how monumentally dumb this character was. He is that dumb. He's actually dumber than what they were saying. I mean, he is bad. There's virtually no chemistry between any of the main characters in this film. The only one that stands out as having any remote amount of talent is McKinnon, and her character is constantly spouting off a bunch of science and engineering jargon to try and give credence to the idea that these chicks know what they're doing, and they absolutely fucking don't. A bunch of spaz cases, very similar to the original, except in the original, we all knew they were spaz cases. They were presented as spaz cases, trying to do the right thing. In this one, they're presented as being competent, well formed, well reasoned women that can kick ass in New York City, which wasn't even filmed in New York City, it was filmed in fucking Boston. But it, this movie is just god awful, just terrible. You know, they try and play this movie off as being serious, and you know it's Ghostbusters. It's supposed to be a little bit less serious, but not in the way that they treat it. The characters are supposed to not be completely serious. They're supposed to be spaz cases, right? From the original show, they're supposed to be spaz cases. And I mean, if they tried to go off into a different direction with these characters, that's fine. They probably should have done that, but they didn't. They tried to remake fucking Ghostbusters with chicks, and they're not Harold Ramis, they're not Bill Murray, they're not Dan Aykroyd. So it just doesn't work. Oh, Chris Hemsworth's character is just awful. Spends the entire movie doing the dumbest shit you can think of. The villain, the villain is so bad I don't even remember what the villain's name is. All I remember is he was a creepy little janitor. That's the whole basis of their movie, a creepy janitor. The special effects in this film are also terrible. They're kind of pretty in a um, in a glossy kind of way, which makes them look all too not real. Like, you can tell they're special effects. You can tell they're not real. And everything about this movie is bad. The jokes fall flat. The CGI is terrible. The only acting in the movie worth anything is McKinnon and the frickin' Dofender, or whatever the hell his name is, the cabbie from frickin' Deadpool, is a delivery boy in this movie. Like, this, when the standout character in the whole fucking film is the delivery boy that played the cabbie from Deadpool, you know you've got a fucking problem. All in all, I'd say I'd give this movie like a half star out of 4. And that's only because I like the guy that played the cabbie from Deadpool that plays the delivery boy here. I mean, the star of the show was the delivery boy. How fucking sad is that?